What is your body telling you? Take a moment in this moment and drop in. Settle yourself. Maybe plant your feet on the ground. Stabilize. Take a breath and ask yourself, inside that breath pause, what is my body saying to me now? What is my body telling me? I ask that question today on the mat because the body holds it all. It tells us many things in many moments, and yet we're not always awake, alert, and present enough to feel it and to hear it. There's a popular book, perhaps you have heard it, perhaps you have read it, called The Body Keeps the Score. I have a copy. I have yet to read it. But like the title says, the body keeps the score. Our experiences from childhood to adulthood, all of our experiences, the moments of our lives, even today, show up in our body. We can feel it. There are times when inside of myself, I'm feeling very grounded and alert, awake, peaceful, just going along. And I can go into a store, or I can go into a meeting, be surrounded by people, not many, even a few. And I can feel something in sort of the torso, stomach, chest, where it tightens. And in those moments, not always, but in those moments, I'll note it. Like, a moment ago I was easeful, grounded, peaceful, alert, flowing along. And now I'm feeling tight, almost like I'm holding on to myself. What is that about? What is my body telling me in those moments? And I look around and I can see and sense, feel the energy around me. I can see and sense, feel whether or not I feel like I should be there, I belong there, or around these people. It can happen in any given moment. And sometimes the body can play tricks on us, or seemingly, where it's holding on, thinking it needs to protect itself from something when in fact it doesn't. It's sort of an accumulation of protective layers from some place and point in the past, likely. What do we do with that? How do we meet our body? Do we push it down? Do you push it down? Am I pushing it down? Am I ignoring it? Am I even present in my life and with myself enough to notice my heart beating faster? You feeling like you're breathing in a shallow way? How has your body sent you messages? Is it anxiety? Depression stored somewhere? Fear? If you were to draw an image of a human body, could you color in the areas where you feel different things and sort of label those things? Like in my head, I feel an ache or I notice my stomach rumbling and tumbling and doing cartwheels when. And when you notice that, do you dig a little further to find out what's underneath? A lot of times I speak about what's under that because we can have many experiences, being the body keeping the score and revealing to us something, or a host of experiences or feelings or thoughts. And we can easily, or I can easily, right, stay on the surface. It's easy to stay on the surface. The surface is like, dee dee dee, I'm on the surface. Nothing really happens on the surface. But the symptoms are on the surface. So you know there are things happening on the surface, the symptoms. And you can wake up to a perpetual headache and that be a symptom on the surface. Then my question would be, what's underneath it? I'm experiencing anxiety, depression, fear, loneliness. My body is sort of abandoning myself up here, a symptom. But what happens if you choose not to go below it and investigate that? A lot of suffering can happen here on the surface where the symptoms are. The body can have a physiological response and we just ignore it. But what if it was something to really look closely at that could have saved our lives? It's easy for many people to write things off. Oh, it's nothing. Because a lot of times people do not want to give thought to something actually being something. My body keeping the score around something. Let me investigate that. Because if it needs to be dealt with, let me deal with it. If it needs to be done with, let me do away with it by reprogramming my brain. This old story that's stored in my back, manifesting as back pain, let me go to the backside and knock on the door, open the door, and see what's in store. Oh, I've been holding on to this because when I was 5, I remember when. Yeah. And that had to be hard for your 5-year-old self who had no power, no control, no awareness, no knowing, no tools to navigate that. Now let's look at your 50-year-old self and all of the magic that you have now in your toolbox, where you can deal with the grief, the sorrow, and sadness of that back pain housing a traumatic or very just destabilizing situation, and say, I see you. I remember when we had that experience. I remember that time. Let me introduce you to a new time. This time now. That takes a lot of courage. It also takes a lot of self-compassion, a lot of gentleness to give ourselves what we didn't have in order to free our bodies from these messages that feel destabilizing. It takes a lot of wherewithal and gumption because it's not easy and it might bring up a lot of pain before the pleasure, so to speak, like the song. You gotta, what is it? You gotta, something about the agony for the ecstasy, right? Yeah, you have to have the agony sometimes before you get to the ecstasy. Aren't you worth it though? There's a saying attributed to the Buddha that no one is more deserving of your time and attention than you are. And yet we often give our time and attention to everyone else, not ourselves. And then some people become resentful. I keep doing all of these things and no one's doing anything for me. Do something for yourself. And dispense with doing all those things for other people if they're going to lead you to be resentful. Because who wants that? And so our bodies are telling us, hey, knock, 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 knock. You know all those things you keep doing for other people? Can you pause that and come over here? Let's look at ourselves. Let's take an X-ray over here and find the spots that need our time and attention. Let's do that. To free our bodies from old stories, old messages, and the physiological symptoms, the physiological sensations and the surface symptoms. Let's get rid of that by first taking a pause, breathing, and asking ourselves, body, what is it that you're telling me? Scan ourselves to sense, feel where it is, and then turn toward it, not away. Turn toward it. Because when you turn toward it, guess what? You're turning toward yourself. And again, no one is more deserving of your time and your attention than you. No one is more deserving of my time and attention than me. And when I can grow in deeper awareness of what's happening with my body, I can grow in deeper awareness of who I am in this life and how I'm moving through it and how I'm interacting with others. It's all a journey and a gift. It's also a practice. May we practice. May you practice and may I practice. So again, today on the mat, I'm going to leave you with the practice of asking yourself, body, what are you saying to me? I'm listening. Thank you for pausing and being with me today on the mat.